Christopher Nolan is my favorite director, and with the release of The Odyssey, I thought it'd be the perfect time to go back and rank all of his films. Spoiler warning for most of his films besides The Odyssey because it's only been out for a week. At number 13, I have Following. In this film, you can see the early developments of what a great filmmaker Nolan would become, but it is still weak in some aspects. For a $6,000 budget movie, and this being with his friends, I wasn't disappointed, especially with the script that Nolan cooked up. At number 12, I have Insomnia. This movie is low for the fact that it's a remake, but Nolan is able to adapt it and bring his own flair to it. Nolan's standout in this movie is how he's able to make the audience feel the insomnia that Al Pacino's character is experiencing. At number 11, I have Memento. Nolan is able to put the audience in the perspective of the protagonist in an incredible way as you both are figuring out what is going on while the story is being unraveled in reverse in front of you. At number 10, I have Batman Begins. Nolan gives an amazing Batman origin story that is conducted through a great performance from Christian Bale and Cillian Murphy. But this movie is lower because of the decision that Batman makes that, in my opinion, is against his character. And the fight sequences were lacking some Batmanism. At number 9, I have Tenet. Christopher Nolan is known for making mind-bending movies, and in this one, he takes it to the extreme. In some good ways and in some bad. The good is it looks visually cool throughout, but the farther in the movie you are, the movie becomes too confusing to understand. At number 8, I have The Dark Knight Rises. Nolan creates an ending that submits this as the greatest comic book trilogy of all time. This movie is messy, with so many character stories, but it is redeemed by the performance that Tom Hardy gives and the writing that he was given to correctly portray the menacing villain that is Bane. At number 7, I have Dunkirk. Christopher Nolan tackles a war film in a truly spectacular way, where he is able to show the true horrors of war from every angle, to the air, land, and sea. At number 6, I have The Prestige. Nolan goes bold with this film that is played out just like a magic trick. Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman both give amazing performances, showing them being driven by their obsession and how that obsession drives them to do so many crazy things in the film to each other and to the ones that they love. At number 5, I have The Odyssey. Now, this movie has only been out for a week, so I won't say much, but what I will say is Nolan's newest movie adapts the book by changing some things, but stays true to the center and core of Homer's epic novel. At number 4, I have Oppenheimer. Nolan takes a turn from his usual grand scale of movies to a smaller, more personal film that makes the audience really reflect after finishing the movie. Nolan's team gave us a great score that flows perfectly with what's going on, Oscar-winning performances, amazing written dialogue, and visually stunning cinematography. At number 3, I have The Dark Knight. Nolan creates the greatest comic book movie of all time through the amazing performance of Heath Ledger and how he is able to fully embody the character. And by making this, in my opinion, his best written film. The Bank Heist is my favorite opening to a film of all time, by the way it's shot and the riveting music through the score of Hans Zimmer. At number 2, I have Inception. Inception is creating a mind-bending movie in the correct way. Leo's performance enhances this movie, and the open-endedness makes it even better, where people are still wondering to this day more than 15 years later. This film is special to me because it is the only Nolan film that still makes me cry after every single rewatch. At number 1, I have Interstellar. This is a perfect movie. Cornfield Chase is my second favorite scene in all of cinema. Matthew McConaughey's performance is truly breathtaking as we see him experiencing so many feelings in under 3 hours. Hans Zimmer creates a score that drives the movie perfectly. Christopher Nolan creates a script that is amazing. Every single frame of this movie is visually stunning. The theme of how love connects all is so beautiful. The supporting cast of Jessica Chastain, Anne Hathaway, Casey Affleck, Matt Damon, Michael Caine, Topher Grace, and John Lithgow is amazing. and they are all wonderful in their roles. And there's all so many memorable scenes, from Cornfield Chase, which I mentioned before, to What Are You Doing, Docking, Those Aren't Mountains, Stay, and when Cooper reads the messages. This is just a perfect movie. This is one of my favorite films of all time, and Christopher Nolan is my favorite director. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the Odyssey and what your favorite Christopher Nolan movie is. Peace.